It was a cold Sunday morning in Manchester, the kind of morning where the silence feels heavy, not peaceful, but empty. An old man named Arthur Bennett, 72, sat by the window of his small flat, staring at a pile of unsent letters. Each one was addressed to the same name, James Bennett, my son. The letters stretched back decades, birthdays, Christmases, apologies, but not a single one had ever been mailed. Arthur's trembling hands picked up the oldest letter, dated 1987, the year his son James left home. Back then, Arthur was a hard-working, proud, but stubborn bus driver. James was 17, full of dreams. He wanted to be a photographer, to travel, to capture the world. Arthur didn't understand. "You can't eat dreams, lad," he used to say. "Get a proper job, one with a pension." But James wouldn't listen. They fought one night, voices raised, doors slammed. Arthur shouted the words he'd regret forever: "If you walk out that door, don't come back." And James did. For years, Arthur waited. Birthdays passed. Christmases came and went. Neighbors stopped asking about James. Arthur told them he was fine, just busy. But every night, he sat by that same window, hoping his son would appear on the street below. One winter morning, a knock on the door made his heart leap, but it was only the postman. A small envelope, no return address. Inside was a photograph of a sunset, with a note: "Took this in Spain, thought you'd like it." Arthur smiled for the first time in years. He wrote back immediately, but the letter came back undelivered. So, he began to write more, letters he couldn't send, filled with love he couldn't say aloud. Letters that said, "I'm proud of you, son. I'm sorry for every harsh word. You were right to chase your dream." But he never posted them. Years turned into decades. Arthur grew old. He'd watch families outside his window, fathers and sons, laughing, living. And he'd whisper, "Maybe next Sunday he'll come home." One morning, the building manager knocked. "Mr. Bennett," he said softly, "you've got a visitor." Arthur's heart skipped. He turned toward the door, and there he was, a man in his 40s, holding a camera bag, with eyes that mirrored his own. "Dad," the man said. Arthur froze. His voice trembled. "James." James nodded, smiling through tears. "I was in town for work. I wasn't sure you'd still be here." Arthur could barely speak. He pointed to the table, where hundreds of yellowed letters lay. "All these years, I wrote to you, just never knew how to send them." James picked one up, read a few lines, then whispered, "You already did, Dad. Every word found me." Arthur frowned in confusion. James smiled. "Mom used to forward them. You gave her your drafts once, remember? She kept sending copies to me even after she passed." Arthur's eyes filled. "She never told me." "She didn't have to," James said, taking his hand. "She knew one day I'd find my way home." That Sunday, they sat for hours, laughing, crying, remembering. James showed Arthur his photography, the sunsets, the people, the lives he'd captured. Arthur whispered, "You've seen the world, lad. I'm proud of you." And for the first time in 35 years, James heard his father say it aloud. As evening fell, James placed his camera on the windowsill and took a photo of them both, their faces glowing in the soft light. He titled it, "The Letter He Never Sent." If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Royal Reads, because sometimes, forgiveness doesn't need time. It just needs courage.